In this video, I'm gonna show you guys my first year of dropshipping. I'm gonna show you guys my biggest winners, the ads that I used, and also I'm gonna tell you guys the mistakes that I have made so that you guys don't have to make the same mistakes as I did. Yes, what's up guys, welcome back to a new video. My name is Cisco and in this video I'm gonna go over my first year of dropshipping. So actually I haven't been dropshipping for that long. I only started last year in March, so it has been recently a full year for me. So I thought let's make a video about it and show you guys and tell you guys my results and also of course what I did wrong so that you guys don't have to do the same thing as I did. So yes guys, we are now inside of my computer. And here you guys can see the first month of my dropshipping journey. But before we get into this, let me just tell you about why I actually started dropshipping. Well, this was because in March I was still doing a study that I didn't like at all. And I actually didn't know what I had to do. Did I had to still go on with the study or just find something else that I had to do? Luckily, I've been friends with Lucien and Florian, the Ecom twins, for so long. They also have a YouTube channel, so if you guys want to check it out, I will leave a link in the description and also a pop-up right there now, so click on it if you want to check them out. But I already know them for so long. We've been friends for as long as I can remember. But I knew that they were dropshipping and they already said to me so many times, Cisco, start dropshipping, but I was just stubborn. I didn't listen to them. But eventually in March, I said, okay, let's do it. Let's start. And they were just so helpful for me. So in March, I started my own business, of course, because you have to register. And I asked them, what do I need to do? So they said to me, make a general store. Start in the Netherlands. So I did these things. Why a general store? Because you can test every single product on there. So I did everything they said. And then I was ready to go. But as you guys can see, only in the last 2 days of March, I made my money. How is it possible that I have been profitable from day one? Well, I was super lucky, of course, to know Lucien and Florian. But they said to me, I didn't have a really big budget, but they just gave me a couple of products that they were selling really good. And I could also sell them. So I was profitable from day one. So I was super lucky, of course, but now I knew there's a little bit of money coming in. Now I can start testing my own products. So in April, let's take a look at the first week. Actually, this was my first week dropshipping and immediately 13K. Insane. I went from 0 to 13K in just 1 week. I started testing these products and the first little big of a winner I had was this pest repelling product. You could put them under your dog's or your cat's collar and it would repel the lice and the tick and other nasty bugs that you don't want your dogs or cats. And this was my first little bit of a winner. And then in the final week, this is just so crazy still. In the final week, 40K. 40K, it was with this strapless bra. I had a great offer on it, a buy one get one free offer for 30 euros. This bra would only cost me about 4 to 5 euros to buy and also to ship, so it was really cheap and I sold it for 30, so I had a really good profit margin. And as you guys can see, 40K in a little bit longer than 1 week. So I had 2 products, this pest repeller product and also the strapless bra. So these were the products. Now I suddenly had a ton of money on my bank account. I went from 0 to, how much was it in April? 66K. In March, 0. And then in April, 66K, which was just insane for me. But now I had some money and I could reinvest it. So what did I do? I immediately outsourced my customer support and also I looked for somebody that could make product descriptions for me. So I didn't have to do those 2 things anymore. So now I could test a lot of products. I started testing 1 to 2 products in May a day, so 1 to 2 a day, and it was 36k. It was still a lot of money, of course, but not as good as my first month. So let's take a look at the products. It was some kind of conditioner for your hair. I sold that, and yeah, the rest, it wasn't that great. But then we go to June, still kept testing, and let's take a look at the first week again. First week, 14k. I had a little bit of a winner again. It was the Slim Quick, I called it. It was this shirt that you could wear while you were exercising, and you would sweat a ton. And like this, you could lose weight really fast. So this was the first product. Then I just always keep testing. Although you have a winner, of course, focus on that a lot, but just keep testing products. 8 to the 14th, second week, 20k. This was with the Slim Quick again. It was performing even better now. Third week, 22k, and this was it was this aquatic. That's how I called it. It was this stuff that you could put in your pond, in your backyard or your aquarium, and this would clear up your water really quickly. And also the pocket cam I had, this was this really small camera that you could put on your helmet or your bicycle or in your house, some kind of GoPro. These two were the products that sold really good then. And then in the last month, again, I went really hard. So 34k. This month was really steady. 15, 20, 20, 35k. And here I actually had my first 10k day. As you guys can see here, 92k in June, which was just crazy for me. And again, the best winner was another bra. So I don't know if you guys are looking for a product that you could test. Try some bras. They work really well for me, so I don't know, give it a shot. But actually, if we take a look at the first quarter of my dropshipping journey, almost 200k. This is just so crazy when I look back at it. So in Q1, I was still going to school. Didn't like the study that I was doing. And in the second quarter, I was just blown away by this. So yeah, Q2, I was riding high. I was in the clouds. I was just crazy. So now I told you guys about Q2. Now let's get into Q3. But then in July, everything went a little bit down. So as you guys can see, 70k, really good still. July was a pretty good month. I had this pool cleaner for your pool. Then I also had this magnetic charger, which you could this small pod that you could put on your phone, and it was but yeah, these were the two biggest winners then. Then I went to August, and August went even worse actually. August was 40k, but with a ton of visitors. So I didn't make that much profit in August. I knew that there was something wrong, but I just kept doing the same. I was testing 1 to 2 products a day, every day, but it wasn't performing. And yeah, then in September, it went all downhill. 18k with 60k visitors. This was just such a bad month. So I knew I had to change something. I knew Netherlands wasn't performing, so I tested a ton of different countries. I went to Germany, Spain, France, Italy. I tested all over Europe, but of course there were some things that were performing really well. But then eventually I got to Sweden, and Sweden was performing really well. But then in October I decided to go to Sweden, and as you guys can see, October I just fully quit. So now let's take a look at my Swedish store in Q4. So now instead of advertising in the Netherlands and having a store over there, I switched over to Sweden. So let's take a look at November. November was really good. Oh my god, well, almost 1 million. No, just kidding, guys. It is Swedish krona, so you have to divide it by 10. So it was about 85k. And I also got this other store back, and I made around 20 to 30k over there. I can't show it to you guys because that store is gone. I deleted it because you don't need 2 Swedish stores. I just kept this one. Oop. So this actually in November was my first 100k month that I actually had. So yeah, the products were a fleece legging was performing super well, poly nail kit, perk, the conditioner again, this pocket cam. I just tested products that also were performing in the Netherlands pretty well. So I just started testing these over here too. And these were my 4 biggest winners. And you guys can see conversion rate 3.3% with the general store is really good. So this was my first 100k month. Now let's take a look at the ads and show you guys how I did it. So here you guys can see October wasn't really well. I spent about $300 on that other store that got deleted. Now let's take a look at the first week of November. Here you can see $500 spent and a ROAS of 5. So now let's take a look at the second week. How did I scale it? I started scaling it just with normal ad sets. You guys can see, normally I just, when an ad set is performing really well, I just duplicate it. And I also increased the budget. So I did this for this also, as you guys can see, really good ROAS. I also had some CBOs running. If a CBO was performing really well, I also increased the budget. I just pick a ton of different ad sets that are performing super well. I just put them in a CBO and I give them a budget of 100 euros. If they perform really well, I just double the budget and I keep doing that. Ad account 2 got shut down really quickly. Let's get rid of this. Got shut down really quickly. So if we take a look, you can see $600 spent and return on ad spend of 4.4. And here you guys can see the fleece leggings was performing insanely well again. 4 euros cost per purchase. The CBO 5 euros cost per purchase. This one also, but then unfortunately I got shut down. So I took it to another ad account. Let's get rid of this again. This wasn't with the hair keratin was also performing pretty well, but I didn't scale it that much. Cost limit, CBOs weren't performing that good. Here you guys can see the return on ad spend and the cost per purchase. Everything was just performing really well, but I didn't have that much ad spend over here. Here you guys can see all of the ad accounts. So I spent around 20 to 30k, something like that, and I made well over 100k. So the ROAS was just insane. It was so crazy. But because Klarna, this is a pay after method, you can pay after 2 weeks. This also means that you get your money only after 2 weeks. So I just kept spending money and money and money, and then eventually I just ran out of money.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I didn't have any money to spend anymore. So here in December, over here, as we go to December, you can see I still made some, but because I didn't get paid. I made that 100k, but I didn't get paid 1 single euro of it. So eventually I just ran out of money. But yeah, this was the final quarter of the year. Luckily with November, I had my best month ever. my first 100k month with a return on ad spend of 3.5, which was just crazy. But unfortunately, I only got paid in January. I don't know what went wrong with Klarna and me, the communication, but something went wrong, and eventually in January I did get paid. So here I could start focusing again. So now for the last quarter of my first year. Well, I was still advertising in Sweden. I finally got my money back from Klarna, and as you guys can see, in January I started to advertise again. This is only 2k, but this was because I was getting shut down by Facebook so many times. My personal account, my business managers, my ad accounts, everything where I was just testing something, it would get shut down immediately. So I wasn't able to test as many products as I would like. And this just carried on in February. I did make a little bit more revenue. I made around 15k with a really nice ROAS, but I wasn't able to scale it or to test as many products as I would have liked. So I started looking into other advertising platforms, because you don't want to depend on one single source of traffic. Because now I was only living from Facebook, but this isn't nice, because if Facebook shuts me down, I won't be making any money. So in March, I started to focus on Pinterest in Germany. I heard a lot of great things about it, so I started doing that. I just quit Sweden, as you guys can see. This is only 130 euros, so that I just quit Sweden, and this is where I'm currently at. I'm advertising in Germany with Pinterest and with Facebook. So now you guys know my whole experience in my first year of dropshipping. But actually, what were the biggest mistakes that I made? What are the biggest tips that I can give you guys? Well, the first one is going to be outsource as soon as you can possibly can. What I mean with this is set some goals for yourself. This is also what I did. If you hit your first 1k day, outsource your customer support. If you hit your first 2k day, outsource your product descriptions. If you do this, you will have so much more time to focus on the things that you want to focus on or that need your attention. Second, don't only focus on the revenue. I also did this in the beginning. I saw a really nice number, really good number, but then the return on ad spend wasn't that great. This of course sometimes happens, but make sure that when you scale a product, always keep a profit margin of 5 euros on each sale. If you do this, you will have such a good profit margin. And then finally, make sure if you have a winner, use an agent. In my first month, the best repeller and that bra went through AliExpress, and a ton of people didn't get the product, and a ton of people, and they just wouldn't ship sometimes, even that. So if I just contacted an agent, it would have saved me a lot. It would have saved me a lot of money. So these are the three things. The first thing is outsource as soon as you can. The second thing is going to don't always keep a really high profit margin. And the third thing is going to be use an agent. But of course, if you guys have any other questions, just leave them down in the comments below and I will answer them for you guys. So yeah, this was the video, guys. Now you guys know my whole dropshipping journey. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, learned a lot of things about dropshipping. Leave a like and subscribe. And also comment down below your questions, of course, but also comment down below which videos you guys want to see next. But for now, I will see you guys in the next one, and peace out.